Welcome to our fourth program in honor of the Rebbe's 121st birthday, Yud Aleph Nisan. So the first program we had was, we showed you the pekel that Rabbi Mendel got from the Rebbe, the pekel from Eretz Yisrael, the dignitaries, the Prime Minister, Rabbanim, Rebbes that sent to the Rebbe, wishing him Arichas Yomim Vishonim Tevis. The second program we had was 500 rabbis. Then we had about the presidents last week from the USA. You can always go back and see. And I promised you that I'm going to read to you a letter from Rabbi Dvorkin that he wrote that the Rebbe wanted he should write to the U.S. Department Immigration and Naturalization Service. And Rabbi Midel went to Rabbi Dvorkin, and Rabbi Dvorkin wrote it in Hebrew, and Rabbi Midel translated it in English. Rabbi Dvorkin signed, and it's a very interesting, and the Rebbe was very happy with that. But before I do that, I just want to read you a letter from the state of Florida, Office of Governor Bob Graham. Dear Rabbi Schneerson, it is a pleasure to extend congratulations to you on the occasion of your, this is 82nd birthday. I hope this will be a memorable and enjoyable day for you. I am aware of your innumerable contribution to our society as world leader of the Lubavitcher movement in America. We are appreciative of your dynamic leadership as well as your efforts towards improving education through hard work, dedication, and a commitment to improving the lives of all citizens. You have set a sterling example for others throughout this nation. Rabbi Aaron Lieberman from Florida, he writes to the Rebbe, who recently served as Minister of the Day during the opening session of the Florida legislature, is an excellent example of the work your organization is doing. Happy birthday and best wishes for continuing success. This is, and then the Rebbe answered, which is a long answer, which is not important right now. Now here, before I tell you what Rabbi Dvorkin wrote, here we have, I mean, there's no end, probably thousands of letters. This is from South Africa, Belgium, Pretoria. Letters to wish the Rebbe Harichas Yomim Vishonim Tevis, and also and the Rebbe answered. This is from every state of the USA, every state, every city, the mayor, the governor, here, I'm not going to read it, I'm just going to tell you over here. Here is from Poland, New Zealand, Texas, Colombia, Argentina, Lima, Peru, and Munich. These are letters also wishing these are just a pekel of before Yud Aleph Nisan from the years. This is the mayor. Here I have, this is a mayor for Honorable Robert Wagner. That, dear mayor, I was grieved to learn of your bereavement words. He lost his mother, so the Rebbe wished a Nichum Avelim letter. And I appreciate your goodness anyways. So this is, and the other ones are all wishing the Rebbe Arichas Yomim Vishonim Tevis. So this is from New York, California, from Ohio, from Detroit, from Michigan, from Plattsburgh, from Washington D.C., Albuquerque, from Vermont, and here is from Bernard Sanders. A letter to Bernard Sanders. I made Nikabri, which I have no time to read now, from the Rebbe to him. It's unbelievable. The Rebbe's Ruach HaKodesh over here. Anyways, this is from Uruguay, Scotland, and Gibraltar. This is from Peckel from Australia, Manchester, Dublin, London, and the chief rabbi Jacobowitz from London. Now we have letters, correspondence between the chief rabbi Jacobowitz and the Rebbe, many letters, but this is only he wishes the Rebbe Harichas Yomim. This is from Morocco, Casablanca. This is from Mumbai, India. Now here, there's a letter here, unbelievable. Somebody asked the Rebbe that he wants to go for a trip to Mumbai. The Rebbe said, do not go there. This is to India. Anyway, this is also from Australia and Caracas. Okay, also wishing the Rebbe. Let me see, this is from Italy. Dignitaries at Canada. This is from France, from Nice. This is from Brazil, and this is from Panama and Switzerland. Let me see here. Oh, this is also. Now this is different governors. Anyways, so this is the pekel that the Rebbe gave to Rabbi Mindel. Okay, now I'm going to read to you what Rabbi Mindel wrote, and then I'll read to you what Rabbi Dvorkin wrote. By grace of God, Tishrei 5741, U.S. Department of Justice, Immigration and Naturalization Service, Regional Office, Burlington, Vermont. Greeting and blessing. This is from Rabbi Nisa Mindel. But the Rebbe told him to do this. With reference to the above communication, and with apology for unbearable delay in acknowledging same sooner, I am directed, first of all, to convey to you the Rebbe's sincere appreciation of your kind interest and concern to ensure that Lubavitcher Hasidim should not be denied their rights under Title VII, Civil Rights Act, in full conformity with their religious requirements. In the enclosed statement by the Lubavitcher Rabbinical Council, you will find the information you requested. Should you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to write to us again. So he gave it, so he went to Rabbi Dvorkin, and Rabbi Dvorkin wrote up, I guess the Rebbe wanted here, that Rabbi Dvorkin should testify again that Chabad Chassidim entering the United States have the following laws, the customs that they do. The people should know what they're allowed to do, what they cannot do. So this is official. This is signed by Rabbi Dvorkin, and also the Rebbe looked this over, and the Rebbe was very happy what he wrote. So I want to share this with you. Okay. U.S. Department of Justice. This is from Rabbi Dvorkin. This is translated in English by Rabbi Mindel from the Rabbi Dvorkin's Hebrew. U.S. Department of Justice, Immigration and Naturalization Service, Regional Office. Okay. Religious requirement of Lubavitcher Hasidim. Number 1, dress. If employment requires the wearing of a uniform, it may be worn provided the uniform does not contain shatnez, wool and linen mingled together. This may be verified with a shatnez laboratory, and in most cases can be easily removed. Similarly, if necessary, a weapon may be carried, except of course on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Now it shows shatnez. Maybe they'll give the people. I mean, these are people that are coming from out of the United States, and they'll probably looking for a job, and they'll give them some clothes to wear. they have to know that they need the shatnez. They always careful in shatnez. Now, it's talking about shatnez. Many people are not careful now. People buy suits, people buy coats, and I spoke to someone who checked shatnez. He says not too many people come and check shatnez, and this is min ha-Torah. It says in the Torah, a person, you're not allowed to wear shatnez. This is part of the chukim of the Torah. So this was very important for Rabbi Dvorkin to write. The first thing is they should know about shatnez. Number 2, personal appearance. Lubavitch Hasidim wear a full, untrimmed beard and moderate payas. Head covering is obligatory at all times, and one may not walk or work bareheaded. Married women are obligated to cover their hair, usually by a wig, and all women are required to dress with modesty. For example, skirts and dresses should be long enough to reach below the knees, at least, and sleeve length should be at least reach below the elbow. The neckline has to be appropriate too. Now here it was very careful to write that. First of all, a Lubavitcher Chassid wears a beard. We don't trim beards. Otherwise you're not a Chassid. I mean, that's part of it. A beard is important. I remember talking about a beard. My father, Olav Hasholem, was Meiser Nefesh in Russia. He wore a towel when he went out. He wore it in those days. I mean, it was dangerous. And he didn't want to take off his beard. I mean, so he wore a towel. So when they stopped him, they didn't see the beard. He said, "Why are you wearing a towel?" So he said, "He has a toothache." So it's people. This is at Tzelem Elokim. Now we know that Yamach Shemai Hitler, when he wanted to show off what he did with the Nazis, what he did to the Jews, the two things they wanted to take pictures of: the picture the way they cut a Sefer Torah, and a picture the way they cut the beard of a Jew, and the famous picture. This was by them the biggest hanoah. So a beard is very, very important, bichlal, and especially a chassid should not trim his beard. Now, this reminds me, in Tov Shin Lamed 1970, I picked up my uncle. Those days it was also very dangerous in Russia. He couldn't wear a beard. It was a Meseres Nefesh. He just couldn't. So he didn't have a beard. I picked him up from the airport, and from Kennedy Airport with his family. First thing, he wanted to see the Rebbe. So I took him to the Rebbe, and this was before Ma'ariv, before the Rebbe came out to Ma'ariv, and he was standing like in the front, going into 770, and waiting for the Rebbe to come to Ma'ariv, just looking on the Rebbe. He never saw the Rebbe. And before the Rebbe came out, he took his hand and he covered his face, and he was like shaking. So I said, Fatih Yosef, why are you shaking? What? So he says to me, I don't have a beard. How can I show my face to the Rebbe without a beard? I mean, a beard is important. Also, it says here, hair covering. Now, you wear a yarmulke. Always wear a yarmulke. Yarmulke, the reason we call it yarmulke is it comes from Yiram Malko, to know that there's somebody above you. And he says here also a sheitel. A sheitel. A woman has to cover her hair. And unfortunately, there are many people that have hair not covered. Somebody once asked the Rabbi, one of the letters, not here, so should we shave off? Should ladies shave off their hair? The Rabbi says, no. Because when you shave off the hair, you lose womanhood. The Rabbi used the word. You lose your womanhood. But you cover the head with a sheitel or with a tichel or whatever it is. And also modesty. Women want to look, God forbid, like the goyim. If a woman is not modest and she doesn't cover the hair the way the way the knees or the neckline or whatever, the way Rabbi Dvorkin said, it's partially because she wants to look. That's all she has, I guess. So a woman needs more premiums. That these things have to be, and this shows not only chassid. This is, I guess, halach also. And this was written to the immigration naturalization then. So can you imagine? These are basic, simple things. Number 3, a Shabbos and festival. Absolutely no work can be done on Shabbos throughout the year. If they want to hire, they have to know that they can't work on Shabbos. And there are 13 festivals days in the year when work is likewise strictly forbidden. These are the 2 days, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, the first days and last days of Sukkot and Pesach, and 2 days of Shavuos. The prohibition to do work on Shabbos and festivals is in effect from the time of candle lighting, at least 18 minutes before sunset on the evening before, until 72 minutes after sunset at the termination of the Shabbos or festival day. Needless to say, the employee must be given ample time to get home well before candle lighting. In addition, there are days, Chalamoid, 5 days of Sukkot and 4 days of Pesach, when the no work rule applies, though less stringently. Hence, in a case of hardship, you should speak to a rabbi, and if you're allowed to work on Chalamoid, it seems here that Chalamoid is, it says anybody who's Chalamoid will not see a Simon Bracha. Number 4, dietary laws. No special problems are involved as to the number or frequency of work breaks. But if the lunch period is a relatively short one, the employee may require a little extra time to enable him or her to wash the hands ritually before the meal if bread is eaten, and to say grace after the meal. While on the subject of work breaks, if the employee works through the entire afternoon, he should be allowed a break of at least 10 minutes for the afternoon prayer mincha. Number 5, and that's the last one, mourning. Shiva, 7, is observed for 7 days. Actually 6 days and part of the 7th. It applies to mourning for the following relatives: father, mother, brother, sister, son, daughter, and spouse, husband or wife. During Shiva, the mourner is forbidden to leave the house and to engage in work or business. During the first 11 months from the day of demise, the mourner is not permitted to attend any joyful gathering, to listen to music, and to put on new clothes. During this period, the mourner is required to attend synagogue services daily. In the morning for Shacharis, before sunset for Mincha, and after work for Ma'ariv, to recite the Kaddish for the soul of the departed. Also, on the anniversary of the day, the Yortzeit synagogue attendance Kaddish are required above. In accordance with this Jewish thing, the custom, so he's telling that should be. So in other words, these are for the people, and he signs his name. These are the people that come in, that they should know what to expect. Anyways, so since we are now before Pesach, and we know that Pesach, the reason that we went out of Mitzrayim is because the Yidnu, Shaloshinu, Hashmom, they didn't change their name, they kept their Jewish name, they didn't change their clothes, they didn't change the language, they did what a Jew is supposed to do, and that's why they were redeemed from Golus. So, B'Nisan Nigalu, we were redeemed in Nisan, and in Nisan we will be redeemed. So, I want to wish everybody a Freilich Pesach. I wanted to share with you today, but it's no time, for the Rambam. This is a pekel of the Rambam that the Rebbe gave to Rabbi Mindel. I mean, not the whole thing, but there was a correspondence between Rabbi Glick and and the Rebbe and Rabbi Mindel back and forth with the king of Spain. The whole thing when the Rebbe came out with learning the Rambam. This is the whole package. This is this we probably have to spend maybe 4 or 5 sessions on that. Anyway, so that's I'll do. The reason I'm saying the Rambam is because Erev Pesach is the Yom Holedes, is the birthday of the Rambam. Talking about the Rebbe's birthday, it's also the birthday of the Rambam. But we have no time for that. So anyway, if you're all about Freilich Pesach, and I want to give a bracha, a kosher Pesach. Why do we say kosher? Because as much as we clean Pesach, we still need a bracha, a blessing. We should have a kosher Pesach. So we should have a kosher Pesach, and we should be zeicher that in Nisan, that right now Mashiach should come speedily in our days. Amen. A freilich and a kosher Pesach. Thank you.